Have a holly jolly Christmas, it's the best time of the year. Now I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas.
One of my favorite memories as a mommy on Christmas is when Elf on the Shelf arrived and my toddler, he was 3 at the time, decided to name him Boop. And my husband and I thought it was a very comical name, but it's just a really fun memory. And he comes every year now to see us.
I guess my favorite Christmas memory would be as a kid with my older sister Linda, who has since passed. She and I would get up probably around 3:30 or 4 in the morning and get each other worked up about what the presents might look like from Santa, and sitting at the top of the stairs waiting for my parents to wake up. And the giggling that happened throughout that time. So that would be my favorite Christmas memory.
My favorite Christmas memory is spending time with my godmother at her home for a Christmas meal with my family. And it was a traditional thing for many, many years.
My favorite memory as a child growing up living with my grandmother, who just passed away. She all of us had 3 walking Barbies, and that was the best. We walked around with them, ate dinner with them, sat them at the table, and that I have as in pictures and memories that I'll never lose of my grandma. So that was my best Christmas ever. Okay.
My favorite Christmas memory was in December of 1981. On the 12th, my brother was born, and so at Christmas, he hadn't been home for very long, and my sister and I got up really early, probably about 3 o'clock in the morning, and went out. My mom was nursing my brother, and all the presents were under the tree, but we couldn't get a good look because she sent us back to bed, and we shared a room. When we went back to bed, my sister said she heard something moving, and that it said that it was for me. And so, of course, we never went back to sleep, but we had to wait until 7. So finally we got up, and then when we went out there, that is what I received, my first pet, which was a guinea pig that I named Fred, and I also got a Munchie, which my dad surprised me with. My mom said no because they were expensive at the time, and it was probably like, I don't know, it probably was a foot or 2 foot tall. It was huge, so it was kind of expensive, but it was the best ever because we got a brother and I got Fred and a Munchie. The end.
Hi, my name's Jolene. My favorite Christmas memory would be last year when I got engaged at midnight on Christmas. Now I'm married as of October 1st and happier than ever.
When I was like 5 or 6, maybe even younger, smelling my mom in the kitchen baking cookies for Christmas, and my dad trying to find out where she hid them and telling us kids, if we tell him, we won't be in trouble. And it would be so funny. Whenever she tried to hide the cookies, so company would have them, he'd always find them, and then she'd be like, boy, these are for company. And it just the smell of the house and the aroma. And then my dad, before we'd all go to bed, he'd have everybody sit on his lap, and he would think he was Nat King Cole and start singing Chestnuts Roasting. And I just loved it, and I miss my daddy singing that song to us.
I have one older brother, one younger sibling, and my dad had such an imagination. I remember coming out on Christmas morning to the living room, and there were Santa's footprints on the hearth. He had gotten his old boots, and what do you know? Apparently, it must be true, it must be real, because Santa had been in our living room. It was proof from his footprints. So we were all very, very excited, and I remember that to this day.
Okay. My favorite Christmas memory is putting out milk and cookies for Santa, and then my dad going around to the picture window and blinking a red light, and they would tell me Rudolph is outside with Santa, and if I didn't go to bed, I would not get my presents. That always made me go to bed super duper early. I didn't care if it was 7 o'clock, I'd go to bed. Favorite Christmas memory ever.
My favorite Christmas memory was getting lost in a subdivision looking at Christmas lights with my mother. That's it.
Have a holly jolly Christmas, it's the best time of the year. Now I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet.